Welcome back to Movies TV Mad, and you of course can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and welcome to Sunday's edition of the MUFC Daily. So for the past week now, we've known that there was a protest planned at Old Trafford by many great Manchester United fans. It quickly became apparent that top Reds and other fans were making big statements saying they would not support any protests against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But what were their reasons for this? Well, their public reasons, publicly, this is what they were stating, that we're not Arsenal and it's embarrassing and it's wrong to protest the manager. I would go against that narrative and say, when we've got such an embarrassing manager who shouldn't be managing any elite football club, we've got to do what it takes. So he, the manager in question, understands that he needs to go voluntarily and that the Glazers understand they must remove him. Now, so what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday was that not many people turned up to this protest. Over on Twitter, top Reds galore were celebrating, taking pictures, screenshotting them and posting the very few people at the protest and laughing at them and mocking them. Top Reds are the first to talk about anti-bullying and compassion and kindness. But talking about kindness and compassion doesn't make you a good person. Enacting kindness and compassion makes you a good person. And I can promise you, top Reds are not interested in compassion and kindness. Every fandom have their own top Reds, the virtue signallers, the display of morality. We should never protest our own manager. I'm looking for a word to describe top Reds. Here it is. They're enablers. They have enabled this manager to reign supreme at this club for over 3 years now. And they succeeded in intimidating a whole fan base from not going to a protest. Now, even though the organisers of this protest have said this was always going to be a Glazer out protest, I don't believe them. I believe from the very beginning this was about Ole. If Ole hadn't been such a bad manager and we hadn't been thumped against Liverpool and lost against City, that protest would never have happened. But what happened was they knew if they went there and protested Ole, they would be mocked and shamed. And this is the real reason why people didn't turn up, because they knew the rest of the fan base would mock them and bully them for going. And by the way, doing the right thing. So I'd like to say this on my channel, where I can say, within reason, whatever the fuck I want. I bought the tablet. I pay €30 a month for my internet connection. So I'll say what I want. The truth is, we all care about our club, no matter what top Reds say. Top Reds will say to you that they're the only ones who have this club's best interests at heart. Top Reds are made of mostly of Manchester United influencers. People who have got follows from elites and 40, 50k followers. People who like to take selfies with the manager and the players, but have very little interest in the inner workings of a game. They don't want to talk about tactics, the players' performances, the manager's performance. No, because apparently that's not right. That would be rude. Well, fuck what's rude. I will say this to top Reds right now, that you are enablers, not just of Ole, but the Glazers, because you do not speak out. You're the ones with the platforms. And many of these people during the week, when they heard about this protest started, making their official statements on social media, I will not be protesting Ole. Well, then the organisers changed it to a Glazer out protest, and they were still attacking these people, even when Ole is sacked. And he will be sacked, whether it's before or after the Watford game. And if we start celebrating his sacking, they're going to mock us and embarrass us and look down on us and judge us for doing so. You are absolutely within your rights to protest this manager, to hashtag Ole out. You are not bad fans for doing so. But these top Reds are the kind of people who gave the manager credit after the Liverpool game for staying behind and signing autographs for fans. I would like to know what kind of fans want an autograph from an accidental manager who is an embarrassment to our football club, a great player for our club, and maybe that's why you wanted the autographs. Giving him credit for staying behind and signing autographs. Why? He needs all the fucking friends he can get. Of course he's going to stay behind and sign autographs. So what are these top Reds' motivations? Why? Why are they like this? Why do they talk down to the rest of us? Why do they think they're far superior to us? They were laughing and celebrating because this protest wasn't successful. But what are you celebrating? That you've enabled this manager again? Is that what you're celebrating? All you did by basically intimidating fans not to go to the stadium, to Old Trafford, outside Old Trafford, and demonstrate against this manager, you've enabled him again. That protest could have been a great protest. Now, I said this protest wouldn't work because I think the best protests work on a match day, when there's eyes from the media and fans, when there's fans going there already. Now, I don't know what would have happened if people were protesting while these top Reds were there. Who knows? It could have turned ugly. But I think top Reds are cowards. So again, I'd love to give great credit for the people who did go and protest yesterday, even though it was just against the Glazers. I've said it on many episodes of the MUFC Daily. It should have been a double initiated protest against the Glazers and Ollie. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So they intimidated fans into not going. So now they're framing this as people not turning up because they didn't want to protest the manager. Well, how could they go and protest the manager when you intimidated them into not doing so, and when the organisers kept on boring on about this not being an Ollie out protest all week? So everyone was quite aware, because of you top Reds, this wasn't going to be an Ollie out protest. The whole thing was a waste of fucking time, and I also said it in multiple occasions on my videos last week. Without protesting this manager, there was no point. But apparently, it's bad manners to protest this manager. We're not Arsenal. I wouldn't mind being Arsenal right now. And let's look at Arsenal. They've protested their manager and spoke out against him many times. Guess what that did? That gave that manager and that team and that club the kick up the backside to sort themselves out. And now they're playing wonderful football. Maybe they would have done it anyway. But they knew the fans weren't going to tolerate mediocrity. And look at them now, motivated to play well. And the manager's doing a good job. But the Arsenal manager is a good manager. And he will become an elite manager one day. If I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't want him out. Because even though it's been tough with him thus far, you can tell that this man knows what he's doing. But our manager is a clown that shouldn't be in his position. And if you can't see that, and you want to enable this manager, I want to know why. Why do you want to enable this manager? That's what I want to know. Because mocking a failed protest gets us nowhere. And this fandom is in the fucking dirt right now. Everyone's looking in different fucking directions. What is this achieving? Nothing. Match-going fans attacking global fans. Where is this getting us? Meanwhile, we've got this embarrassment of a manager still at our club. There's rumours today that the club are looking to persuade Zidane to come in as manager. I've also heard in the past week that they've been trying to bring in a manager to work with Ollie. Guess what those managers have said? No, fuck off, I don't want to work with him. No manager wants to work with him. If things go wrong for a manager will take it on the chin and take responsibility. If you've got, who's going to be in charge? It would be ridiculous. But this is the environment and culture we have at Manchester United, not just at the boardroom, but in the fandom, in the top Reds fandom, where they want to protect this manager. Top Reds are a dark element of our fan base because they try and act like they talk for us all. And what happens is because they've got a following, the club is watching, and they think that's what fans want. But top Reds don't speak for me, don't speak for you. Top Reds are just opportunists. When you know that people are sitting on a sofa tweeting obscenities and nonsense all the time and judging people because they've got the guts to come out and speak their truth, then you know these are not true supporters. These are just part of the consequences of being a Manchester United supporter. And listening to these idiots bore on and on and on. I won't protest the manager. Why? It's funny, the very people who refuse to protest the manager have been protesting him on Twitter. But they won't do it in the gauge of a proper protest and laugh at people who went down there and only protested Glazers out. We know the Glazers are a problem. I've said it before. Bring in a good manager. You won't even be thinking about the Glazers anymore. You can have, there's many clubs that have great managers and shit boards. Liverpool haven't got the boards, the board and the owners. You think they have, but they've got a great manager. They did one thing right, so it makes them look good. We had Sir Alex Ferguson as manager when the Glazers were here. Now, Sir Alex Ferguson must take a lot of the responsibility for these owners being there. And we know the story. Top Reds wouldn't like me saying that to you. That's not right. That's rude. Sir Alex is a legend. Sir Alex is a legend. But he doesn't walk on fucking water. He did a lot of immoral things while he was at Manchester United. Don't we all? Nobody's perfect. Still love you, Sir Alex. You know, you gave us a Royal of Rovers, nearly 30 years. And I respect you and I'm grateful for that. But it was Sir Alex Ferguson's fault that the Glazers came in. But people don't mention that. There's a lot of dishonesty in this fandom. And to mock these people because they had the gumption and the guts to stand there and stand for the soul of the club and fight for the heart of the club and to be mocked for it, it's amazing. But what are the motivations of these top Reds? Are they getting paid by the club? Are they just idiots? Because I really do want to know what their end game is, what they think is going to happen by not protesting the manager, by sitting there and allowing him to carry on in his job. I tell you what you're enabling, Championship and League One football. That's where we're heading. You may laugh, that will never happen to us. Ollie can get us in the top 4. Can he? How? How? Who's going to make way for Ollie's Manchester United in the top 4? Is it Chelsea? Manchester City? Liverpool? Who's it going to be? I know there's another place, but 4th? Is that your ambition? 4th? We have Liverpool, we have Manchester City, we have Chelsea, 3 of the best clubs, with 3 of the best managers in world football. And we've got, in comparison, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's a joke to even put his name with their names. And that's what you're enabling. That's what you're protecting. And it was very sad for me to see you mocking good, honest people, just going there to fight for the soul of this club. Ultimately, they're not the laughing stock. You are. You're the laughing stock for protecting this numpty embarrassment of a manager. And when he's eventually sacked, and he will be, I'm going to laugh my fucking arse off. And if you don't like that, if you want to come at me, then come at me. I don't care. But it's about time someone stood up to you. Because you've been bullying and intimidating the rest of the fandom for far too long. There's people who follow me and I follow back. I saw them liking the mocking of these people, and it's plain wrong. Plain wrong. The protest failed. Okay, it didn't work out. Why say anything? Why mock them? Because you think it's some kind of moral victory that you've continued to enable this manager. That's why you're celebrating. You actually believe in your twisted little minds that this manager won a victory. You think people didn't go and protest because of him when the organisers of this protest made it pretty clear, even though it's not what they wanted, but what choice did they have when top Reds put them in the position of intimidating them into it not being an Ollie out protest? It should have been an Ollie out protest and people would have went, because people are frustrated with this accidental fucking manager and they want him out. It's as simple as that. And if you think you won a victory yesterday, yes you did. You won the victory of keeping this manager in place for a little bit longer. I hear you say, what kind of fan wants their own team to lose? I'll tell you what kind of fan wants their team to lose. The fan who knows this manager is like a cancer in the bloodstream of a club and they want him out. That's why they want the team to lose. Not because they hate United, because they love United. At the end of the day, these are the facts. And by you enabling this accidental manager, you are hurting Manchester United. You are a problem. You're a problem because you continue to enable him. And there you have it. You're blinded by this man's status as a player. And you will not have anything said against it. You've only just now started admitting that he's a crap manager in your own way. Well done to everyone who went to the protest. It wasn't successful, but you went there and you did your bit for the club. And these top Reds will always be there, but they're not real fans. They're people, as Roy Keane used to put it, who sit on the top tier at the club when they go and see games and eat their prawn sandwiches. They're people who think they're better than everybody else, but you are not. Because the people who have been saying this manager is wrong for the club are the real, honest, genuine fans. This has been the MUFC Daily. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. And I'll see you again tomorrow with even more MUFC Daily. Until then, goodbye.